Ooh, Book of Boba. I put it 14, right above
Okay.
Andor.
I know that's Jordan's favorite show, so I put it 16.
Oh man. I put it 7.
Oh wow.
You know,
Okay. I put it as at 16 as well.
imagine.
I again should have been like a home run of a show,
Mhm.
giving us a story about Boba Fett, who, surprise, is alive after all this time. They give us what we wanted, seeing him coming out of the Sarlacc pit, how he survived that. That was good. And Mando and Baby Yoda are probably the only other part of the show that I liked. I thought the rest of it was really slow and not cool. Boba is cool, but he was not cool in this show. He was just kind of standing there learning things from the Sand People. Those interactions were interesting. I like seeing them being civil and communicating and stuff. That was interesting, but not for me.
Yeah, probably like one of the more disappointing ones, considering Boba's like one of my favorite characters. But just because I have it at this level, like, doesn't mean there's some really cool moments in here. It's just like a lot of nothing around
Mhm.
the good stuff.
Yeah.
I felt
You
like it
really liked
started
it?
strong,
Oh,
and then I was
it
gonna say I
started
felt like it
strong.
started strong, but then it got real.
Yeah.
I'm a binger. So if I sit there and I watch, 3 to 4 episodes at a time, kind of feels to me the length of watching 1.5 Star Wars movies. So I could see how it could like kind of drag towards the end, but considering I'm getting that action to slow to action to slow, and the episodes are kind of just merging together with start next one, I thought it was good. I didn't even realize. I mean, I knew he was in the movies before, but that like brief encounter and then pulling him out like right where we last saw him, I thought that was really cool. Something I didn't even think of. I mean, they jump around the timeline all the time. I don't know why I didn't think they wouldn't just go back and be like, all the while, this guy was over here, And like, I love Grogu. Them being in it automatically bumps it a little bit. And I thought it was cool. I liked, who's the girl that he's with?
Uh,
Oh,
She's cool.
Ming Na Wen.
yeah. What's the character's name?
I'm blanking on her name.
I
Um,
liked her.
From Mandalorian.
Yeah,
yeah.
Fennec
she's cool.
Shand.
Fennec Shand. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the sniper.
Yep. Yes.
Yes.
I liked her.
She is
She was
cool.
really cool.
And she's part
Um,
robot now, right?
y- yes. Did that happen in
Yeah.
that show? Or
feel
no,
like
they
it did.
explained how that happened after
He's like,
Mando.
look, I'm a
Yeah.
robot now.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
the like modder guy.
Yeah.
And naturally with the shows or anything newer, I think it doesn't have as much scrutiny from me because I'm not there to in the moment fact check or think if this is a good enough play of something, is it doing it justice, this, all I knew was that little scene I saw and him being gone, so pulling him back and making it worth something, I'm like, that's really cool. But I'm sure people look at it and they're like, he was so badass. And I don't know if he's in any of the animated shows or if there's any more that kind of like shows that he's really cool or what we should have been expecting. But I mean, besides him being a little older towards the end,
Yeah.
he just was kind of an
I,
old man.
I disagree with the like he wasn't cool enough in this. I don't think it was about that. I think what people are looking for isn't Boba Fett at this point in his life. And I don't hold it against honestly, like the
Well,
thing I hold most against the show is the director. But I like how you called out like watching it like one at a time or watching it all together. Because I definitely think because we watched this I think 1 week at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I now want to go back actually and binge it. Because I think
Uh,
that would be a good experience.
I don't think any of these shows are good week to week. I don't think they're strong enough for that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you're totally right. I think if you can binge all of it or just 3 or 4 at a time, I think that helps.
yeah. I think with shows, they set, especially Star Wars, they set them up in a way where you're waiting for next week, you're waiting for next week. But then they fill all the time before trying to make sure it's worthy of the ending that they're setting you up for. And it's like, you got to make sure everything's kind of in a show spatially, even.
We always talk about this, if shows should be week to week or all at once, and it does depend on the show. But yeah, like if you've been looking forward to something and by the end of it you're disappointed and you waited week to week for that, that's going to make me like the show less. If I could just watch the whole thing in a couple nights, I'd be like, yeah, all right.
The ending sucked, but it was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they obviously don't know ahead of time. Someone should know, though. They should be able to test this with an audience and be like, okay, maybe let's just push this all out at once. I don't know.
So true, because that is what happened with Game of Thrones for me. Like, I loved that show, and then the last season, oh my god, it's now garbage in my mind.
I know, and that's exactly what I was gonna say. Is like, I mean, House of Dragon, Game of Thrones, like they're so long. I think you need to have some space in between. People even rewatch them because they don't catch everything the first time. You spend half an episode trying to pin someone's name to their face to what they do.
Yeah.
And it's exhausting. So, but yeah, with Game of Thrones, I had no knowledge of it until years later. I was in college and then I binged it all and I was like, that was an amazing show. And everyone who I told I was watching, they're like, just quit. The last season's garbage. And I'm like, I get it, but I'm binging it and this is all awesome. It's all good content.
Yeah.
The last season it did suck, but it wouldn't change any of the other like greatness they spent that whole time building. I really liked it.
Yeah.